let's explore Gone Now and 7 other spiritual poems. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. Today's first poem, Gone Now. I can walk with a cane, or I can push a shopping cart, but the laws of physics prevent me from doing both at the same time. So as I pushed the oversized shopping cart around Costco, for that is all they have at big box stores, I shamble and lurch like the creature in a low-rent film. It was out of the corner of my eye that I first caught sight of the aging actor I recognized from one of my favorite science fiction television shows. I suffer from kindness Tourette and am forever making friendly small talk with amiable strangers. Out of sheer force of habit, I caught his eye and smiled. He returned with a facial expression that was distinctly hungry and predatory, and it made me feel uncomfortable and a trifle objectified. I carried on with my shopping, and when I queued in the checkout line, I turned my head to notice that aging actor was in the line next to me. I thanked him for his work on the show, telling him I felt he did a great job. I expected his response to be gracious, humble, and a bit self-effacing. I did not expect him to respond to my praise with the words, "That's what they tell me." That was the last I saw of him. This week, I heard of his death. I very much hope that he enjoyed our brief encounter, that it fed his sense of relevance. For in the career that aging actor chose, it is very easy to become forgotten, although science fiction fans are known for their devotion. Today's second poem, Legacy. I have adapted the 30th passage of Patrul's final meditation manual to read as follows. Samsara is nothing other than how things appear to you. If you recognize every circumstance as the Pure Land, the good of others is consummated. Seeing the voidness of everything confers the 4 empowerments on all beings at once. Dredging the depths of samsara, recite the 6-syllable mantra. Fundamentalists tend to view things literally and just assume that in creation stage tantra, we are tasked with visualizing all circumstances as a Buddha's blissful paradise. Patrul's passage infers that the tantric instructions could be figurative, and that, like all other metaphors, it could be converted to simile. For while it could be understandable to mistake the metaphoric for the literal, doing so with a simile requires a special type of stupid. And so as a simile, the creation stage instruction becomes, see how every circumstance could be as non-graspable as a Buddha's paradise of light. The promise is that by practicing the union of awareness and letting go, we are not just benefiting ourselves, but somehow making the world a better place. What greater legacy could we desire? Today's third poem, Such a Mess. I awoke, which is always good, when contrasted with the alternative and of not waking ever. The morning sun illuminated the face of my partner, snoring sweetly. I stood up, stifling a grunt so as to not wake the goddess, and lumbered down the hall, my bladder drawn like a magnet to the bathroom. My thoughts floated to the kitchen in anticipation of the day's first cup of Khyber juice. For the noun coffee is too pedestrian for my roommate, an odd but harmless fellow who dressed as a Tibetan yogi with monastic robes, long curly hair, a cane, and a somewhat broken body. Lurching down the hall, I could feel the cold hardwood floor beneath my feet, and heard soft clacking as he typed upon his laptop. His door was ajar, lamplight spilling into the hallway at an odd angle, and I wondered whether or not if greeting him would interrupt his flow. As if in answer, I spied the hand of C-3PO reach for the knob and quietly close roommate's door. Clearly, he had been using Star Wars similes again. I was just grateful he stopped referencing Alien. God, that was such a mess. Today's fourth poem, truly. Beware, O students of the spiritual, of the meaningless minutia, which masquerades as important while being not, which comes like a thief in the night, stealing our time, stealing our energy, stealing our attention, and distracting us from that which is truly important. Today's fifth poem, Teach. Through the cunning use of a whole food vegan diet and plyometric bodyweight exercise, I am determined to age lucidly, and when the Grim Reaper comes for me, I intend to teach him meditation. Today's sixth poem, Error. I once fell quite in love with a beautiful Persian woman with amazing dimples and a degree from Johns Hopkins. She, however, worked diligently to beat that love out of my heart and show me the error of my ways. Today's seventh poem, Right. Mother was a tiny thing who did not hold her alcohol well. I was an angry adolescent, polite but angry. So after Mom's third glass of wine, when she would proclaim, "You're a son of a bitch," I would retort, "That's right, Mom." Today's eighth and final poem, Other Lies. My teacher is so advanced. He performs special meditations that others are not taught. Is that what he told you? I asked, because that sounds like elitist patriarchy bullshit. What other lies has he told you? Let's conclude with a simple call to action. This podcast will never have any advertisements, so support us monthly on PayPal and like us on your podcast service to help others find us just as you found us as well. If meditation has felt impossible, boring, or just out of reach, you're welcome to register at buddhajoy.org for the next series of live online meditation class webinars that meet once a week.